Welcome back to another episode of Spotlight on the Arts, the show brought to you by the Chicopee Cultural Council and ChicopeeTV. My name is Johnny Miranda, your host for the evening, and today's show is an amazing one. We have Samuel Aviles, a Chicopee artist, a breakthrough artist who brings his artwork to the community. Meet him today. And we're here with Sam Aviles, our Chicopee artist, our breakthrough artist, and we are so joyful to have him in our show. How are you, Sam?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
It is so nice to have you here at Spotlight on the Arts, and we really want to get to know about this endeavor that you have taken as an artist here in Chicopee and the beautiful work that you're creating. And I think that our community would love to learn more about you. Tell us about Sam, the artist.
Well, it's very new. It's very new. I've only been painting for about 3.5 years now. Oils are my love, my medium. Let's see. I really didn't get any type of inspiration as far as like, really trying to research art and try to find like a path. My mother, she had passed from cancer about 4 years prior, and she was the artist, so.
So she's your inspiration to do what you're doing now.
Yeah, I have 2 kids and I'm married now, so my wife is my muse, my kids, are my support. But yes, my mother was definitely what got me started, really enjoying doing art. With her silently behind me, I've been pushing myself to try to branch out and really learn as much as I can, over these past 3 years, and I cannot wait to see what I do in like another 5.
That's amazing. And so your mom, did she do oil paintings as well? So
my mother actually, she drew all the time. Everything that she did was just stencil drawing, She did a little bit of painting as far as like, setting up my sister's room or my brother's room when we were really young. She did a huge laminated Ninja Turtles that she would put in every single one of our rooms whenever we moved, you know what I mean? So, she was always the artist. She sewed all the time. Arts and crafts was like her go-to.
Nice.
That actually, I think of my mother and I can smell the arts and crafts stores, that wood smell.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely the one pushing me forward.
That's amazing, and I love that you have those really fond memories that inspire you to create and to do what you're doing. I know that back in December, you were exhibiting and selling your work at the Chicopee Fresh Food Market.
That's right.
In Chicopee Center. Tell us about that experience.
I've only been here back in Massachusetts for 2 years. I was born in Holyoke, Mass, so it's been 28 years really since I've been back. And I came to Chicopee and I fell in love with the atmosphere. I fell in love with the art. It was just, everything seemed vibrant. And coming from Holyoke 28 years ago is a very different place. We're the same age, so I'm pretty sure.
Well, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's very curious that you come to Chicopee about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and it's funny how you express that what caught your eye about Chicopee was how artistic and vibrant it is. And it's funny because that wasn't the case a few years back.
That's crazy.
Before that for Chicopee, so you came at the right moment to Chicopee to get inspired.
That's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful place. My wife, my kids, they do enjoy the area. My kids enjoy the school. So yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say about the area, honestly.
So did you enjoy that food market?
So yeah,
a lot of sales?
So I went there and we walked by, we saw Chicopee, the Center Fresh, and I just inquired about, you had to do just to get a tent? And she said, you sell art? Please, you know, we have an opening, come by. And it was just as easy as that.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I'm selling. One of the, I believe one of the council members came and bought my first painting that I sold there.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was really nice. Wonderful people.
Yeah.
All of the vendors,
Yes.
all of the vendors, wonderful
And it's
people.
great that that is happening, and not just giving opportunities for artists, but also local businesses, local farmers have an opportunity at that food market. So that's great. After the food market, I saw you exhibiting at the Chicopee Library.
That's right.
You had
I
an
did.
exhibit there. How that come about, and how was that experience?
So it was pretty awesome. The local Chicopee Library, shout out to the local Chicopee Library, love y'all. They have a downstairs exhibit room. It's a common room. And the common room actually, so you can rent it out as long as you inquire. But I saw the director walking by, and I just asked, hey, you know, do y'all do exhibits? And she said yes. And I had my cell phone. I showed her a picture. She said, first off, please, you know, definitely your art's acceptable. Please, we would love you to do an exhibit. So they told me to come by January. I got set up January. By the end of January, I was supposed to go pick up my artwork. I got an email, and they asked me to extend it. So
Nice.
it was there for a whole nother month. The local newspaper actually came by, and they saw the exhibit. I got interviewed, and I actually made the front.
That was with the
newspaper.
Register, I believe.
Register,
There was an
yep,
article on the
Chicopee
Register.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dalton, was Dalton your... Dalton Ross is actually one of the editors for the Register, and I
You
know
would
that
know better than me.
that was one of the exhibits that they covered, and I was so excited about seeing other artists doing exhibits in Chicopee that are from Chicopee, because that's always been one of our greatest motivations with what we do with the show, what we do around the city with the Chicopee Cultural Council.
I
is
can
to
definitely
motivate.
feel the support that Chicopee seems to just want to throw at artists around here. It's, you know, it's, you can feel it. Like they want this place to just kind of pop more with culture, and I love it. You know, I'm here for it.
That's great. That's amazing. So there are 3 pieces in our background, and
Yes.
these 3 pieces are obviously your pieces,
Yes.
and they're oil paintings. Would you care to tell us a little bit about some of the artwork that you have here, what inspired them, if any? I love your detail.
Thank you. Well,
I'd love to hear from you.
this is still life, and you know, always play on light. You know, I'm horrible at flowers, so those are actually my first flowers. There's really no, that isn't a flower you'll find, I don't think, on Earth, but it's nice in my mind. So yeah, just still life. I just decided to try something different because I always did landscapes.
And for you to say that you had started painting three and a half years ago, to see you mastering shadows and lights,
I wouldn't
it's
say mastering,
impressive.
but understanding it more and more.
I mean, for having been painting for 3 years, I think that you have really good work with your shadows and your lights, and you understand that perspective, which is, it's very important, and it is very, very good.
Thank you so much. Behind me, it's you know, Egypt, sand, the desert has these beautiful purples. You know, and sunrises, sunsets, you find wonderful color mixes. And so, you know, my grandmother, my abuelita, she used to always read the Bible stories, and I don't know if you remember the ones with the pictures in them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember those books.
And so, yeah, and so, you know, I had this feeling I just wanted to do an Egyptian setting, and I saw this other artist actually doing a similar picture, minus the pyramids, and I wanted to add pyramids and all this other stuff. So, no, I went, used that as a reference, and I completed that one. Yeah,
Very nice.
That's one of,
Very nice.
I really enjoyed that one a lot.
And then it intrigues me that you have a Swan painting.
Mm-hmm.
We have another one of our local artists called Bożena Chmielowska. She's
Really?
a Polish local artist. and she had an exhibit entirely on swans.
Yeah.
She actually has a mural on Front Street. There's a store down on Front Street, a
Really?
secondhand store that has a flopping swan on it, and that's one of Bozina's creations. So when I
Really?
see her swan, I think of Bozena, and I
Yeah.
think of all the swans she's created. What's your motivation for this one?
I mean, they're beautiful shapes. Birds. I've always been, a huge interest in man, ever since the dawn of time. They're the first things that touch the sky, you know what I mean? So there's always been a love there. And so, no, just the shape, the shadow play, water, just, yeah.
Yeah,
was just,
it is again. Your use of the shadows and lighting is impressive, and I think
Thank
it's
you.
great. I'm happy to see more local artists being active. A lot of the times as artists we create and we store our artwork or we don't show our artwork, but to see someone else that is out there putting yourself for people to see it, doing your exhibit, doing your thing. That is admirable, and I think that is inspirational for other artists to do the same.
Thank you so much.
And I really enjoy that. I've been following you on social media and seeing your work, and definitely it's what caught my eye to invite you over to our show. I know that you mentioned prior that your mom was part of the inspiration for you to start painting. But you also mentioned that your kids and your family are your inspiration for that. How is that so? And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, us as, individuals, we mature, we change as time passes. My mother, earliest memories was watching her draw on an easel. And it sits with you in the back of your mind, she was this person. And then, of course, when they're gone, you tend to think of these people, your loved ones more. And so in remembering them, what sits in the back of your mind comes to the forefront, and then, of course, time passes and you have kids or you fall in love, and, these things become more of a motivation for you.
Definitely.
So it just all accumulates into this, bubble of support that if you really sit down and you think about it, everyone is loved in some way. You just have to find it.
And there's an element of fearlessness in the work you do based on your story, and it's that you didn't paint before, but you went on and fearlessly did it, and you're being successful at it.
Well, in my mind, if you walk around and you do the things that you're comfortable with every day, and you're just comfortable doing the same thing or doing this and only sticking with this, you're never going to branch out, you're never going to learn.
Yeah.
The things that scare you, that shake you to the core before trying, even though you're going to fail, you will, but you'll always find a path forward, and you won't be so scared the second time that you try it.
That's definitely motivational. What would you, tell others like yourself that have never tried painting, that would like to incur in it, and that are holding themselves back because of what people would say or how judgmental people may be about the art? What would you tell people like that?
Forget all those who are looking at you and trying to come up with an opinion about you. Forget, they don't matter. Everyone has an artistic side. I don't care who you are. I don't care how grouchy you are. Everyone has an artistic side. And it's that fear of tapping into that artistic side, no matter whether it's, bad upbringing and, you didn't ever get that support as a child, Once you make that first step, past that scary place, and accept the fact that I want to touch these paints, or I want to do this, or I want to carve this, I'm just going to try it.
Yeah.
Everyone has that in them.
Yeah.
And so my message to everyone would be, please explore your artistic side, because it's a beautiful side. And the more that you trust in that, I think the better you'll be. ultimately.
So one thing that we have here in our show is additional guests that came to support you. So we have your 2 kids in the show.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
how about if we have them come in so that they can
Come here.
talk about Daddy? Are you shy?
No, Dad. Well, I know
come
my
on.
daughter's a little shy.
Come on, say she's
My
shy.
son's a little shy.
Let's support Dad.
He's been
You
running
can sit
around.
with Daddy on the chair.
Come. This is my son, Christopher. This is
Christopher
my daughter,
and
Ari.
Ari. How do you feel about Daddy being an artist? You don't know?
Put on the spot.
So adorable. Well, I'm glad that you are here supporting your dad. And I'm here that, your dad is doing great things and he's going to continue to do great things in the art world for Chicopee. Sam, I want to thank you for being in the show. And how can people contact you? How can they reach out to you? Where are you going to be up next showing your artwork? I know that
So-
we have a project with an electrical box.
Yes, we do.
So people are definitely going to be seeing more of you
Yes.
in Chicopee.
Yes.
But how can people reach out to you?
Well, I'm on Instagram right now. You just got to search Samuel Aviles Jr. That's Aviles Jr. And you'll see one of my paintings up. So I'm on Instagram. I also have plenty of business cards, but I'm free to calls 706-333-5831. I've actually been invited back to Dusty Goat Farms and
Nice.
Center Fresh Chicopee. They actually contacted me a couple days ago. They're going for a grant, and so she wanted me to write a letter of support, kind of talking
Nice.
about the program, and I did. And she told me that they're actually being considered for it.
So there you have it. Let's look for the artwork of Sam Aviles at the next Chicopee Fresh Food Market in Chicopee Center. He'll definitely be there, and I know that you all continue to enjoy his work. So stop by, say hi to him, contact him, follow him on Instagram. We have a new breakthrough artist in Chicopee, and I am so excited to be one of your supporters, and I know that you will have a lot of success. The quality of your work is amazing, your work ethic is amazing, and you have great inspiration here for you. So thank you so much for being in the show.
Thank you. I thank you so much for this opportunity, really. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely, and we'll definitely stay in touch. Thank you for all that you're doing. And community out there, make sure that you support Sam Aviles. This is Johnny Miranda for Spotlight on the Arts. I will see you next time.